And welcome back, everybody. Take your seat at the adult table. I of course, am your host, Trav, along with my co-host, the one, the only, the remarkable, the impeccable, the almighty, Vanilla Gorilla, Mr. Joey fucking goddamn Fats. What's up, Joey? Oh, are you frozen right now? You son of a bitch. What a wicked game.
Okay, now you're moving too. All right.
All right, there you are.
There we go. All right.
After another impeccable introduction I had there for you.
I mean, listen, it never gets old to me, so don't. It's like, please don't do that. You know, just, don't flatter me like that. But
Yeah, stop kissing my feet so much.
Yeah, please. Yeah, it's just it's so embarrassing. You know, it's like when my dad and my uncle and my two uncles used to take the helicopter into New Hampshire International Speedway for the NASCAR race.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, you park like a half hour away, and then you get on a helicopter, and they fly you right in the infield, and like you leave in a helicopter. And like after the race, like all these people like stacked up, like looking at the line because all the drivers leave from the same helicopter, and or pad rather, in their own helicopters. And my uncles and my dad are standing there, and like all these people are like taking pictures, and they're like, "Who's that? Oh, who's that? Oh, who's this? Or who's this?" And like a driver walked by, and everybody freak out, and they're like, but they're looking at my uncles and my dad, like, "Oh, who are they? Who are they?"
Right.
And one of my uncles was like, "Oh, this is so embarrassing." And my uncle Steve goes, "Embarrass me more."
Yeah. It's an embarrassment of riches. Yes, I'm a somebody. Yeah. I'm also arriving and leaving in a helicopter. Right. Kiss the rings, bitch.
And nobody knows that we're hopping into a Ford Explorer when we land and leaving, driving 3 hours home. But
they don't have to know that.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because right now we're important. God damn it.
Yep.
And that's all that matters. So, yeah, embarrass me more. It's one of my favorite quotes ever.
It's a good one. It's solid.
When you have the context behind it, it makes a lot more sense.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, context. Without context, I mean, you could just say anything and nothing makes sense. It's
correct.
It's a lot like what the left is saying all the time. That it's
every day I go online. I go on and I hear more more things like what was the one I heard this week? Like free speech is what led to Hitler. Like free speech is why the Holocaust happened, and I'm like, wait, what?
I've seen that floating around.
I forget who said it. Hold on, I'll pull it up. It was an MSNBC host, I think.
It's so ridiculous because he did not want that. Nazi Germany was certainly not pro what we consider our First Amendment right, and it's another false equivalency.
Oh, yeah, it was Margaret Brennan. That's what it was.
Well, that makes sense.
Links Holocaust to free speech.
Because anything that is slightly right-leaning is considered full-blown fascism, Nazi nonsense. Well, it's
to me like, and I know like they're supposedly like on two sides of the spectrum, but like communism and fascism are basically the exact same thing. They it's two different ways to inflict the same shit, right? Like
yes, the outcome so far for both has been basically the same.
Yeah, it's like okay, we're gonna trot a bunch of people to their deaths, but we're gonna do it in two totally different ways. It's like, it's like it's like that Beavis and Butthead episode when like they're like fantasizing about like if they had two dicks.
Oh yeah,
and then Butthead's like, yeah, he's like, then I could bang two chicks at the same time. Beavis is like, no, then I could beat off with both hands. And he's like, you wouldn't want to do two chicks? And he's just like, no.
Why would I do that when I can
and
just
like, and like they're going back and forth about it, and he's just like, more than one way to skin a cat, like
Yeah. But of course, he probably said it completely wrong. Like there's more when.
No, he actually said that was a direct quote. He says more than one way to skin a cat.
No
And,
shit.
like, that's what made it wicked funny because he says it in Beavis's voice. Like, he's like, because Butthead's just like beside himself. Like, what do you mean? Like, you would just beat off like twice? Like, he's like, yeah, well, self-efficient, like self-sufficient. Like,
More than one way to skin a cat.
Classic fucking Beavis. I love it. It was one of the newer episodes from like the last, I'd say like 10 years or whatever it was. I don't know if it was like this newest season or the like 2012, 2011 season.
It sounds familiar, but not like, one that I grew up with and watched like 100 times.
No, it definitely wasn't one we grew up with. That was like frog baseball and cow tipping and, all that fun stuff. But I digest. But no, it was funny. But yeah, it's like, you get these people that like, they come out, like, they just say the most absurd off the wall shit. And I'm like, and I get like, okay, like, I understand, like, hey, like, we've got a business to run here, and the business model is Orange Man bad, and we got to say all the bad shit.
That's all they have. Yeah.
But like at the same time, like, I don't know, like, I start to wonder when these people cross the line of, okay, I'm just saying this, but I don't actually believe it. To I've said it so many times now that I actually believe it.
It's the literal hive mind syndrome. It's
Reddit in real time.
It is, and they like to say, "Oh, you're part of the MAGA cult or whatever." It's like it's not a cult. I don't think Trump is infallible.
I've criticized Trump plenty of times in the past for things he's done.
And I've
being number one.
Jokingly referred to him as the God Emperor because it's funny.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, the Geotis is still one of my favorite things to refer to him as.
It's hilarious, but that's why. That's the same reason why all these J.D. Vance memes are funny and being used by the right, because we have a sense of humor and can make fun of ourselves. And J.D. Vance, say what you will about him, he's taking it in stride. He's just like, yeah, whatever, I don't give a shit. Like,
okay, cool. Like,
you put my...
Honestly, the JD Vance memes are pretty fucking lit. Like, it's pretty goddamn funny.
They've gotten better and better.
Yeah, they really have. But they're not having the cause and effect that the left wants them to have. They want them to be ridiculed, and it's like, nah, this is pretty fucking funny. Dude.
No, because all the good ones are made by us.
Of course.
And it's all tongue-in-cheek, and it's very it's like, yeah, this is stupid. That's why we made it, because it's funny.
I have the T-shirt. I have a T-shirt with, do you remember the inflatable Trump that the British put up in like 2017 or 2018?
Yeah, the one where he's like in a diaper and...
Yeah. So I have like a cartoon caricature of that on a T-shirt, and I wore it to the beer fest downtown one night, like a couple years ago, and I wore it, and everybody who knows me obviously knew. So I go to one of my buddies who's working there, and he's like, and I say what's up to him, and he sees my shirt, and he's like, oh, and he's a lib. And he's like, that shirt, he's laughing at my shirt, and he's like, oh man, that's wicked funny. He goes, wait a minute, why are you wearing that? And I was just like, y'all can't meme, bro. And he's like, oh, god damn it. He's like, what are you doing with this? And then like another kid sees my shirt, and he's like, what does this mean? And like another one of my friends who's not a lib, he's like probably, I would say, like about as libertarian gets, which, not for nothing, I think libertarians are kind of retarded, but whatever, neither here nor there. Because like I still believe like you need some sort of structure in society. Like,
I consider myself a conservative libertarian. I have libertarian views.
I definitely do too.
And tendencies, but
like I'm hardcore libertarians.
No, I wouldn't go that far. Ah, shit.
Oopsies.
Yep.
I'm talking about the ones that are like anarchy, no government, no nothing, fuck socialist programs. It's like, all right, now, like, just leaving everybody to fend for themselves would be a much, much worse situation than what we're in. But
I'm more like, taxation is theft. Leave me be, and I'll leave you be. That's basically it, as far as my libertarian views. It's very basic.
Same. I'm not like a hardcore, but like my friend's probably like more of like a libertarian. And the kid who's like asking me, like, you can tell like the kid who's asking like what my T-shirt means, like asking me to elaborate on it. And I was like, it means whatever you want it to mean, bro.
Yeah.
And my buddy steps in and he just goes, and he looks at the kid who, like, I didn't know the kid. My buddy did. He was like a friend of my buddy's who I was at this party with. And he's like, whatever Joe is doing right now, just know he is the best at doing it. He goes, I don't know what it is, but he is the best.
But he's crushing it. So
yeah. So just tread lightly. Like basically telling the kid like tread lightly because you don't know which way this could go. Like,
essentially, he was saying the reaction that they gave you was exactly what you were looking for, regardless of what it was.
Didn't matter. And so but again, it's the left can't meme, and they keep proving that over and over and over again. And I just don't understand, like, what the hell? Like, I mean, not for nothing, but like, you know, you watch like Saturday Night Live, and it's been infiltrated by
no, I don't. But
years.
Yeah.
You're right. No, right. Nobody does anymore. But when you do watch Saturday Night Live, like that used to be like the kings of comedy. Like that used, like, you know, you look how many people came from SNL.
Absolute legends.
Fucking beyond legendary, god status in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
And now you watch it and you're like, this fucking sucks. And it's because it's been infiltrated by leftists, and they don't have a sense of humor. They don't have the ability to look in the mirror, self-reflect, and be, you know, self-deprecating to any degree. Like, they've got to carry the party line now. Like and that's, you know, with all this with mainstream media, it's carry the water for the party, carry the water for the party. If you don't, you're fired. I mean, for fuck's sake, like, look at Chuck Schumer. Like, he bent the knee to Trump the other day.
Yep.
After we all knew he would, because we like, okay.
Yeah,
Chuck,
he made a
like,
huge fuss over it, and all just
we all know you're backed into
buckle
a
like
corner.
a belt.
Yeah, we all know you're backed into a corner. We all know you're gonna have to say yes to this. So just get it out of the way, dumbass. And then he does, and like AOC and Hakeem Jeffries are like, we need to primary this man, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like which is nice. It's kind of a nice change of pace, because usually it's the Republicans that are doing all the infighting, because you have the Republicans that, like, you know, the MAGA Republicans that were like the minority for the longest time, being like,
right,
no, fuck you, rhino pieces of shit, you know, fuck you, you know, Cocaine Mitch and Dan Crenshaw, you're like, you're selling out America. And they're like, fuck you, we're Republicans. And they're like, no, you're not. And they're like, yeah, we are. Nuh-uh. And the infighting was just like on our side typically for the last 20 years.
Yes.
Now to see it on the other side is just so refreshing.
They're eating them. I mean, they've been eating themselves for a while. It's just now it's more prominent because Operation Just Let Them Talk is going off without a hitch. Just let them say what they want.
The fact that Jasmine Crockett is like the face of the Democrats right now.
Dude, how hilarious is that?
Fucking amazing. This upper class wealthy black woman who went to like all these prominent prep schools.
She was somehow a lawyer before this.
Somehow a lawyer, and like did all this stuff, and now she gets on TV and she's like, bitch.
You know what? I will give her this. She is at least entertaining. Because the way that she presents herself is so unprofessional when it comes to politics. Like,
oh, it's embarrassing.
Even I, and even you, and this isn't a slight on you at all either, when the time and the place is appropriate, we do not present ourselves in the way that we do on this show. But
no.
we are cordial, we are professional, we dress the proper way. Not to say she dresses fine, but it's her presentation. That is unbecoming of a congresswoman.
She looks great in business casual. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, no, she's an attractive woman. I'll give her that too.
I'm definitely not kicking her out of bed. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely. But
her AOC, I swear to God, man, whatever is under all that shit Ilhan Omar is wearing, I'm dying to see it, because I'm fairly certain there is a solid like 8 or 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, if she wasn't going full Erykah Badu and all white people are the devil sort of thing.
That's fine. You can call me the devil, just, you know, but call me call me
God later. Oh God!
Call me Daddy Devil. I don't know, like, you know. And you know what? I mean, it'd be nice for her to just be like, oh, it's a dick that doesn't belong to my brother. This is nice,
right?
I didn't know this was a thing you could do.
Holy shit! A whole new world. But yeah, in the case of that woman,
me and her could remake Beauty and the Beast,
right?
She'd be the Beast, but you know. But
oh come on, she doesn't read like Belle does.
But at the end, no. If there was anything, I'd be Gaston for sure. Gaston was the man in that movie, bro. Gaston was on mad D-balls, just wanted to fuck and slay. Like, yeah.
He wanted a trad wife, and I just saw a dumb thing recently trying to argue for him. But then the people arguing against him were like, well, he didn't respect Belle's boundaries. Otherwise, he would have been just fine. Like,
No, he wouldn't have. No, Belle was a fucking prude, and she literally was. She didn't know she was gonna fuck the beast, not knowing the beast was gonna turn back into a handsome prince. Like she just was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck this werewolf thing." I guess I don't know. Like,
Honestly, I think she mostly did it so the rest of the anthropomorphic furniture and inanimate objects would just not die. I think she mostly felt bad for them.
Because like I think like Belle might have taken a bullet in that sense, but like Gaston definitely dodged the bullet because like this bitch was so confused. Like he didn't want her. No. I'm sure there was definitely somebody in that town that was just as hot, way less of a prude, and probably like 30 to 45% less retarded.
Wasn't so goddamn lippy.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
But yeah, going back to that congresswoman, like, it's the way she presents herself that makes it interesting, but also I can't take her seriously in that position. And yet, yes, like you said, it's now like she and AOC are now like the top percentage like approval rating of the DNC.
Like AOC is probably gonna make a strong push to run for president in 2028. Like, which is wild.
I mean, she'll make. I think
it'll be hilarious. But
I don't now strong depending on how you define that.
Well, I mean, like
in terms of
she's gonna
an honest effort.
Yeah, the Democrat Party is going to make it. She's going to make a strong push within the Democrat Party.
They will put her up there because she
goes up against JD. If it's like JD Vance and fucking I don't know, Ron DeSantis is his VP, bro, it's a wrap.
That's
dude.
it.
Like, no way. Like no one. There, the DNC has no one right now that is beating JD Vance in 28. And no one on the horizon that will beat him in 32 either. So
they simply don't have anybody that can talk properly, and have an actual debate and make points and actually have a fucking plan. Like
what does worry me is that over the next 4 years, because we've seen how quickly like the pendulum can swing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this new radical left. Like you look at like Bill Clinton, right, and you go back and listen, or even like fuck Bill Clinton. Go back to like 2008 Obama. 2008 Obama would be considered a moderate today by today's leftist standards.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean like almost like a borderline right-leaning moderate. Like go back and listen to Obama's speech when he talked about cutting government waste and getting rid of like, this building in the middle of fucking New York that was a federally owned building that nobody was using. And I'm going to appoint Joe Biden to be the head of this because nobody messes with Joe, and like,
got that right, Jack.
And he was, ain't that right, Jack? I'll take you out behind the gym and whoop you. You know what I'm saying?
Show you my hairy legs.
Show you my hairy legs, and I'll shower with my daughter while I'm at it. But he was like, Obama was talking about like this shit 14 years ago. Obama was talking about cutting government waste and cutting government spending, all the stuff that Elon and Trump are doing right now. The only difference is that Elon and Trump are actually doing it.
Yeah, and yes, I just watched a clip earlier today I think it was Donald Trump who shared it, of like Pelosi, Bernie Sanders. It was like a compilation video, but they were all saying exactly what you just said, and Obama was in it as well, cutting this government waste, trimming the fat, just doing what we can to get rid of this bloat and cut the deficit. And again, as you accurately said, it's all because they don't like who's enacting it.
Well, and not only who's enacting it, but what it's affecting. Like USAID going down was one of the biggest Democrats, DNC slush funds that we've ever seen.
Yep.
The amount of money that was flowing through there to all these different organizations, through NGOs, and donating and propping up and all this other shit is like, dude, what the fuck? Like, and we're just scratching the surface here.
Yeah.
And people and I love these people on the left that are like, yeah, it's all fun and games now until some of your Republican friends get caught up in it. And you're like, no. That's what you don't understand. We don't give a fuck who gets caught up in it. We want them all
gone. Yeah.
All of them, Republicans alike. Like, if Mitch McConnell's name comes up in it,
great.
So be it.
Yeah.
If Tommy Tuberville's name comes up in it, so be it.
Yeah, make these cuts with extreme prejudice. It doesn't matter which side of the party, the spectrum they fall on. Get rid of them all.
I am loyal to the American people, the Constitution, and what this country stands for, not a political party. It just so happens that the political party that I reside with is the one that is doing the things that I want them to do.
Yes.
Which is get rid of all this bullshit. And it's so funny to me how when you listen to these people talk and you have people like Margaret Brennan, try to associate free speech and free speech. Well, that's what led to the Holocaust. And it's like, okay, I see what you're saying, but no, it's just no, it didn't. Free speech, yes. Well, because Hitler was allowed to say what he wanted to say. That led to the Holocaust. Okay, you want to make that point? Then why didn't anybody rival him? Oh,
yeah, because he took away all.
Because he sent his thugs out in the middle of the night to fucking silence anybody who went against him, and there was only one side. So it really wasn't free speech, was it?
No, exactly, and it truly was a dictatorship.
Did you not read about the night of broken glass in your fucking history books? Like, really? Like.
Yeah, and the literal brown shirts would go out there and silence you because there was no he assumed power under that assumption when Germany was already hurting from World War I. So they were looking for anybody that came with some decent ideas. They thought initially that he did, and then
World War I could have been over by 1912. But the Rothschilds convinced the Brits not to surrender, not to take the peace terms, not to do the peace talks. Like, no, we can drag America into this. Trust us.
Trust me, you're going to want America involved in this. They've got the best weapons.
The best weapons. All the beautiful weapons.
Granted, they don't have the best scientists, but they're going to acquire them after this is all said and done.
But don't you worry.
At least when it comes to rocket propulsion. When it comes to dropping bombs, oh boy, though, we got some.
We got one guy already, but he's going to bring a lot of people over here. That pretty good.
You might have heard about him. His name is one Alfred Einstein.
Yeah. His name's Al. We call his name's Al. We call him Al for short. He's pretty good about this whole thing. He really explained to me how an object in motion stays in motion. It was fucking crazy as shit.
And he's got this crazy theory on relativity I gotta tell you about, bro. You're not gonna believe it. You gotta hit this shit first, though. Oh, man.
And wait until you hear about gamma rays, bro. We got... you want to talk about Rice Krispies, man? We can fucking cook them up quick with this shit.
You're gonna have to talk to my friend who will be around later after that regarding gamma rays. One Dr. Bruce Banner. He's got a. Just don't make him angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
You really wouldn't like him when he's angry. It's just not a good look for him. But to the point, the way that this whole thing is going with Doge and the cuts and everything else, it's just. I've never seen so many people so upset that the government is actually doing what we always want the government to do. We always sit there and say, this is bullshit, that's bullshit, why am I paying for this, why am I paying for that?
Yeah, why isn't this happening? Why is this still happening?
Every fucking 2 weeks we get paid, we look at our check, and we look and we see how much money comes out of our federal income tax. We're like, what the fuck?
What does that actually go to?
And what could I do with that? You know what I mean? Granted, eggs are down I think 50% or 47% now. I think eggs were on January 21st, which is my birthday. They were $6.55 a dozen, and now they're down to $3.47. So
yeah, both eggs and gas have gone down over the last week and a half, pretty substantially.
The Biden Holocaust on chickens we're finally through it, and we're finally getting over it.
Well, that happens pretty much every year, not just from Biden. But it's just.
What do you think more people died in, the German Holocaust or the chicken Holocaust?
Well, easily the chicken ones. They they grow a lot faster than we do.
Yeah. Well, do you think we had to lie? Do you think we were there was 6 billion chickens killed, and it's actually it was whatever.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Is it going to be a Mel Gibson that comes out in 10 years? It's not as many chickens died in that, as we thought they did.
Yeah, it'll be the Mel Gibson chicken equivalent, and yeah, he's yelling at a cop, and
And he's like, I don't even understand, like, why do they only keep the shoes? You know, it just doesn't make a difference. Like, you know, they got wooden doors stop gas now. I mean, come on, man. If you're gonna cook 6 million pizzas in 4 years, it would take way more than 4 ovens, bro.
And trust me, that wooden door. You know how much the temperature it takes to fully cremate a human body? It's like 1,200 degrees.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah, your wooden doors don't stand up to that, bro. Hate to break it to you.
Yeah.
But their shoes did.
Yeah, now here's a big pile of shoes in this building.
Oh, and look at all these wedding rings that are actually just, you know, fucking, what was it, like ball bearing fucking.
Yep. Ah, Jesus Christ. Joe! You son of a bitch. Alright, lost Joe again. Pretty sure that's on his end. Jesus Christ. Well, folks. Well, I try and wrangle him again. Can bring up the fact that everything sucks right now. No, not really. Everything's going very well in terms of our country, I believe. And let me, yeah, bring that. I can bring that up. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, okay, because I lost you for a second there.
Oh, yeah, I lost you. I was
yeah. I was like, hold up. I saw myself disappear off of the YouTube stream.
Yep, I lost you in Streamlabs. I was like, ah, shit, here we go again.
Yeah.
Like I just started fucking GTA San Andreas again.
In the words of the late, great Earl Simmons, here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, DMX dying...
Jesus. Oh, the feed dying? Your feed? Come back to me. You fool. We were just about to talk about DMX, goddammit. Alright, let's see if we can get you back again, Joe. Not sure what's going on. Looks good on my end. We gotta figure this shit out. Are you just sitting too close to one of your keyboards and hitting something? Hitting a button? Alright, got you back. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. It keeps booting us.
Yeah, you're not like leaning on a button every once in a while, right? That boots you.
No, everything is very much out of my reach.
No, I believe you.
I have to very deliberately touch things, like my mixer's over here, my mouse is over there, keyboard's over here. You
right.
See my keyboard a little bit. Mixer's right in front of me. Stream Deck is right here.
Oh, you got one.
I got the Mini. It was $60 on sale on Amazon. I was like, fuck it, let me try it.
Yeah, the Mini was the first one I went with. It's nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I still got a lot to figure out with it, but it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's how I do the transitions and the soundboard shit.
Yeah, it's mostly just for me. I just mostly use it for sound bites.
Mm-hmm. No, it's highly customized. You can use it for anything you want.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
But yeah, you were saying DMX passing away.
Yes, the one thing that I'm like most bummed about is that we missed out on the chapter of DMX's life when he left rap and retired from rap and became a pastor. Because I would have traveled a long distance to go to a Sunday morning service with Earl Simmons, the pastor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what? I'd go to that if he did like a Baptist, like a sort of thing.
You ever been to Black Church?
Yes.
It is fucking awesome.
And I filmed it a bunch of times for my side gig. And yes, those Baptist churches.
Bro, it's so much fun.
Now, I'm not religious.
Me neither.
But at least I'm engaged. They're keeping me entertained.
Oh my god, dude! I went to a funeral. I couldn't tell if it was a funeral or a rave.
Right?
Like I was like, what is going on here? And it was like super sad. Like the guy died on Christmas Eve. It was one of my good friends' father-in-laws, Mr. Platts, good dude, and he passed away unexpectedly. I think he had a heart attack Christmas Eve. Passed away very unexpectedly. The funeral was on New Year's Eve. So me and PJ actually went down and drove to Rhode Island to go to the services because, you know,
yeah, pay your respects.
Yeah, we were still he's one of my best friends was his son-in-law, and we went and neither one of us had ever been to like that. We're like, oh, God damn it, church, like whatever. And every single person that gets up is like, just can I get a and then the Lord says you get to rise up, and I'm like, holy shit! And they're like, can I get an amen? And the whole church is like, amen, Lord, and like everybody's like screaming and yelling and like cheering and clapping. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of funeral is this? I'm like,
well, exactly, because
rules.
We were raised fucking Catholic, so it's
boring as hell.
Somber affair. Like,
yeah,
you don't fucking talk. All you do is you cry.
No, I told my wife, I was like, if I ever like, you know, go unexpectedly, I want my funeral, like when they're carrying my casket out, I want Amazing Grace played as they carry my casket out, but I want it played by the Dropkick Murphys, not because today is St. Patrick's Day, which happy St. Patrick's Day to all my true Irish brethren out there.
Yeah, happy St. Patty's Day, you Mick fucks.
Yes, we listen. You know, it's like I told my mom today. You know, the great Irish dilemma, right? It's like I've got this potato. I'm starving. Should I eat it or do I wait for it to ferment and then drink it?
Right.
I think that was more Scottish than Irish, but whatever. But no,
similar dialects.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty much. Right, like 15 feet away. But I want my casket carried out to the, you know, Dropkick Murphys version of Amazing Grace, and then I just want instead of like carrying my casket out, I want all the pallbearers just be like handing out Guinness to everybody as they go by, like with my casket. Like it's like Oprah, like you get a Guinness and you get a Guinness and you get a Guinness, and
I'm so sorry for your loss. Here's the Guinness.
Yeah, bye.
Have a pint.
Have a pint on the bye. You know, it was unfortunate. You know, and
for you, the parents and the wife, you get an Irish card bomb, of course. You need that extra oomph.
Yeah, like I want my funeral to go so hard in the paint that nobody mistakes it for the fact that this is an Irish funeral.
Yep. No, that sounds good.
So, but yeah, but anyway, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Yeah, be safe if you're actually going out on a fucking Monday night to drink on amateur night.
10, 15 years ago, I would have. Tonight, no. I'm happy staying at home. But I'm happy staying at home every night, so that's not new. But I did whack down a quick 6-pack of Guinness this afternoon, you know, for good measure.
There you go.
Because, you know, like every good Irishman, I have to at least have my Guinness today, and you know, every day, but whatever, today more importantly.
As is tradition.
As is tradition. And now he's ripping off the princess's arm and shoving it up his ass, as is tradition.
She's so hot in the face.
She's hot in the face.
Well,
I fucking love that episode.
It's so great. And the princess with Ike and all the different
in an isometric cube, and she's up, and out of the island, and she is gone.
Yeah, the isometric cube, and then all the different types of regional Canadians.
Which is funny because, like, the Newfoundlands.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we got to sodomize me boys, which I always found funny because, like,
he's like, I gotta go back and rape me boys.
My heritage is Newfoundland, so like,
you're like, wait a minute.
Oh my god damn it. I mean, I know they call those goofy newfies for a reason, but you know, it is what it is. But like my grandfather's side was like, my mom's side, they're like straight off the boat Irish, and Then like my dad's side's straight off the boat, Newfoundland Irish. So it's like Newfoundland then down here. But it's like wicked funny because like we are like I think I did my like when I did my DNA and me to find out what percent victim I was. I think I was like 97% Irish. Like, so my last name being Palatroni, everybody's like, "Oh, you're Italian, huh?" And I'm like, not really. Like,
see, the thing about that is,
yeah, got the name, but like, I think I'm actually more Portuguese than I am Italian, which is kind of funny.
No, don't get me wrong. I got nothing against the marinara dipshits because I was just recently found out through my DNA shit as well that I'm 1% Italian, so I can do this. And it means something.
I think you're about as Italian as I am, so.
Right?
Yeah,
so, hey, paisan!
Yeah, I have to go back and check the stats, but I'm not that much Italian, which is kind of funny. But, you know, my last name will get me by in Italy and be like, "Hey, I'm a Palatroni," and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Hey, bear, pasta fagioli.
Yeah, and then like, boobity bobbity, and I'm like, "Yeah, bibbity bobbity."
Yeah, give me some fucking garlic bread.
Yeah, next thing you know, I just got like 6 plates of pasta in front of me. They're like, "Eat, Santa, eat." I'm like, what?
Whoever heard of a skinny Santa? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's so I'm mostly Irish. But yeah, I would want. But yeah, fucking funerals are the worst because we don't do them right. Like, I would at the very least, can we go back to like having like Viking funerals where like we build like a giant fucking like 2-story house out of like pine logs and like all sorts of wicked flammable shit. And
well,
then, like,
that's how I want to go. Even though I'm
and do a Viking funeral, like I do it for all the dead
animals
in my yard.
I want to be set adrift in a boat and burned and cremated that way. Now that's not typically legal, but I don't give a shit. I'm dead, so just get it done.
We're setting you adrift, asshole.
Yeah, no, just get it done. Yeah. And I'm not saying I needed to be the way it used to be when, if my wife was still alive at the time of my death, she is sent on the boat with me and is burned alive with my corpse. No, I'm not going that far.
Don't need to do that. But like, dude, like, what a flex that was, though. It's like, oh, I'm dead. Yeah, nobody's fucking my wife. Fuck you.
No, she's coming. She's to Valhalla. This is my shield maiden.
She's coming with me, bro.
It's by hook or by crook, man. Like,
if y'all thought you were gonna get my sloppy seconds, you were fucked up.
And all my worldly possessions, like they're also on board. Like that's coming with me.
Man, it's like, imagine if they had like scuba gear and they could just like go out in the ocean and be like, "Okay, let's go recover all those things now." Doodly doodly doo.
Oh, I'm sure that's happened in the past. Like even people like afterwards, maybe even dove in the water later.
Right. It's like they're like, "Hey, at low tide, you guys realize it's only like 6 feet deep out there, right? Like we can totally go get all this shit." Like, but back then though, they were probably so afraid. They're like, "No, if we go get it, we'll be smited."
Well, I'm not even saying like right away, like maybe decades later, or even just found by happenstance. Like not even people specifically looking for it.
Right. They're just like somebody's just like swimming around, see something shiny on the bottom. They're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, artifacts have been found of that. So yeah.
But like I'm thinking like somebody that would benefit in that time. You know
right. Like, there's always some slippery shit out there. There's always a fucking Greg Alphonse in the group that'll be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go and fucking."
I don't know why you're gonna bring Dexter into this like that. But all right.
I just trying to think of the random, the most random person I haven't seen in ages.
What did he do?
He was just Cartman's crony.
I mean.
We got clotheslined over the guardrail at the wrestling show at Crapo Field when Cartman got arrested for belly-to-belly suplexing the Puerto Rican Punisher wrestler.
I remember that.
That was the wildest shit I ever saw when I was in middle school. Because it's like, oh shit, that's my friend. What's he doing?
What's he doing up there?
Oh no.
Rest in peace, Cartman.
You crazy son of a bitch. Jesus Christ.
Remember when he just used to like fight people for fun?
Yeah, sadly.
He picked out like I remember one day he picked him and Noah Frazier were like going at it, and I don't know, I'm just gonna drop the names because fuck it. But like I remember I was a freshman and I was in Butler's technology class.
Butler.
It was like, dude, it was like me, one of the Chandler twins, Jelly, Cartman, Noah Frazier,
Jesus Christ.
and this other Portuguese kid. I can't remember his name, but he was like, you know, kind of yoked a little bit.
This is like the lineup of the usual suspects right here.
Yeah, and then there's me,
Yeah.
like freshman me, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm just trying to like play it cool and like, you know, not get in the way and like just be like kind of, you know, off to the side or whatever, because I'm like, I have no idea. And I just remember like as the semester went on, like I became like pretty friendly with all of them, like and they were cool as shit to me, like they all were. Like,
Oh, they were all solid guys, for sure.
wicked,
Just,
wicked.
but yeah, just don't piss any of them off, really.
no, especially back then, because like every single one of them was like we were all just like, you know,
Trying to prove yourselves.
testosterone was just coursing through our veins.
Well, that's what Jay was.
Like all of you, yeah.
Jay Emerald was pure. Just I have to be the alpha. Like I just have to. I'll fight anyone for for no reason even. Just
Yeah, and I remember like him like grab like him and Noah talking about getting it like fighting each other like as friends. They're like, oh yeah, what if like you and I got in a fight? And they're like,
yeah, because Noah was also at the time.
Noah's a beast.
Yes, and he had already fucked up a number of people. So
Yes. And I just remember like them talking about it and like and Cartman in all of his infinite wisdom, right? He's sitting there and like they're talking about like what would happen if they got into a fight, because Noah knows that Cartman's got no quit in him, and Cartman knows that Noah's like, you know, at the time probably one of the toughest kids to beat in a fight, and Cartman just like grabs Noah's bicep and just like squeezes it, and he goes, "I just want to know what it feels like to fight." And I'm like, "What? Like, you
Right.
want to know what it feels like?" I'm like, "It probably feels terrible." I'm like, "Why would anybody want?" I'm like. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck? And like, and obviously, like, it's Chandler. I forget which Chandler brother. I think it was, god damn it. What's the one that's still around now? The Giants fan. Is that Danny or Billy?
Dan.
Yeah, it's Dan.
Yeah.
Because I'm still friends with him now. Like, I still
Yes.
talk to him. Like,
Yeah,
now
I'm still
and again.
friends with, but yeah, Dan's still local, and he's the Giants fan.
Yeah, Billy's the one that poured milk down my back when we were freshmen in high school. It was wicked fucking funny.
Oh, shout out to my boy Zach. He says, "What's up" in the chat.
Sup, dog? So we were like, I'm like sitting there, and I'm looking at like, and Jelly was like the voice of reason through this whole thing, and he's like, you two fighting each other would be the worst fucking thing for everybody. He's like, because there's not going to be a winner. It's just going to be two losers. And we're like, and I'm like, that's a very fair point. And I was like, I remember that, like, I remember Jelly being like, no, don't do this. Like, this is not a good idea.
You guys are just gonna beat each other to a pulp, and
Yeah, and neither one of you are going to quit, because neither one of you is going to admit defeat,
nope.
and it's just going to end badly for both of you. So don't do that. And everybody's like, yeah, but it would be pretty awesome to watch. And the Cartman's like, yeah, it would.
He just wanted to do it.
Cartman was a special breed, man. He was a tell you what, dude. If there's one kid you did not want to get on your bad side,
He was always my friend. I think, in fact, when he was the new kid in 7th grade, at least that's when he moved to Dartmouth.
Yeah.
He was new on our bus, and he was in my science class with Mr. Cadu. And Mr. Cadu paired him with me, and we just became friends like day one. And I was like, "Hey, here's my friends." Introduced him to my friends, and then that spread. And then
right. Because it was like you, like Jay, Mikey, Josh.
and then Keith, and and then Greg, and yes, everybody, yes, and then then he just was able to make friends on his own, anyways. But
Carter was he was as for every bit of like terrifying person as he was, he could also be like, he was the most outgoing and also like one of the nicer people you'd ever meet too.
As long as you get, but everything would piss him off. Like, even if you thought you were joking around with him, sometimes he would get super mad.
Yeah,
but
you definitely had to step carefully. But if he was one of your people, if you were one of his people, you were good.
pretty much, yes, for the most part. Except that one time he fought Josh, and that didn't go well because Josh did the goddamn basketball court at Cushman School. Josh
was a pretty big, tough kid too.
And Josh did it completely pacifist. He was like, "No, I'm not going to hit you. You're my friend." And Jay just kept punching him in the face. Like, not he only hit him a few times.
Yeah.
And he kept yelling at him, get up, and Josh was like, no. Or he would get up and he wouldn't do anything again, but it didn't last long because Jay was just, like, mad that he wouldn't fight back.
Right. Jay just loved to fight. That was his thing. He needed any little excuse to fight, he loved to fight. Like, I feel like if he had channeled all of his inner demons and, like, got in a gym and started training and done, like, UFC or, like, you know what I mean, like, mixed martial arts or something instead.
Yeah, because he never even dipped into, like, boxing at all. He wasn't a gym guy either. He was just
a thick-headed Portuguese that loved to fight.
That's it. I mean, that's the best way you could describe him.
Yeah, I mean, his brother was him and my younger brother and his younger brother were both like super good friends in middle school and high school. So like I hung out with his younger brother all the time. I mean, his younger brother came to Florida with my family one year. For Christ's sake, like he was like my adopted little brother for years.
Keith's a good guy.
Yeah, I love Keith. He's a good kid, dude. I mean, he's not without his faults too, but like who isn't?
Who isn't? Mm-hmm.
You know, but he was like another little brother to me, dude. And he was funny as fuck. And I mean, like still to this day, dude, like I'll quote shit like that. Like me and like my brother and like or my brother and Keith like came up with, you know what I mean? Like just like dumb shit like shake your leg when you lick at my ass. Like nobody knows what the fuck that means except me, my brother, and Keith Amroth. Like that's it. Like
and Jay was
3 people that know that shit. Like other than that, no one knows.
Hey, speak of the devil, Jelly says Ross.
Nice.
But yeah, Jay was like that too.
Yeah.
I remember the last day of 8th grade, we had Miss Ferose as our homeroom teacher.
Oh.
She was a new teacher that year.
She was pretty hot too, wasn't she?
Yes, she wasn't bad.
Yeah. Ferocious. I remember like making a joke being like, yeah, I get
ferocious with her. Well,
the shit we were in 8th fucking grade.
Yeah.
We had no
dude, I was playing a game called Smear the Queer in fucking 1989.
She was like a late 20s-year-old like full-time teacher, and we're in 8th grade being like, yeah, I get real ferocious with you. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely.
We weren't even in high school yet.
No, like, 8th grade. We're all wearing Austin 316 t-shirts and also doing exactly the crotch shop. But last day of school, we're waiting. It's homeroom. We're all waiting for the bell to go off, and we had tortured this poor woman all year. And
Jelly, we don't have a phone yet.
If he has a webcam, he can get on. I can send him the link.
Oh yeah, that would work.
I'll have to set up another window, but yeah, I can do that real quick. But so yeah, we're waiting for the bell to ring, and it does. I'm standing there with Jay and like I think Marty Mendelson and a few other people, a few of the other guys. They all run out. Yes, R.I.P. Marty. I'm leaving. Jay Amaril's right in front of me. Miss Ferose is standing there saying bye to everyone. Good luck in high school. He just straight up, like, winds up, like this, and just gives her the biggest smack on her ass. And it echoes in the room, and he runs away laughing. That's it. And I'm the only one left in the classroom as he runs away, and then she's like, ah! And then she looks back at me, and I go, have a good summer, Miss Rose. And then I just walk away. I'm like, what? I didn't do it.
Bye. Sorry.
It was fucking...
Sorry about him, but also, like, kind of jealous, but also sorry about him.
You know...
Oh, my God, dude. That's... But, like, I remember, like, when we were in high school... Remember, like, when he would just tell Karuli to take it in the face all the time?
He would tell that to anybody, though.
That was like his thing. He's like, take it in the face. Like, what? Because obviously we were all on the same bus. You, me, him.
Yep.
You know, his brother, and, like, you know, Jay and Keith and Maggie and Ryan and Brandon. Like we were all on that same boat. Oh, Brandon betrayed us and went to Sang. Fucking loser.
Yeah,
Fucking, he just became an uncle last week, so congrats to him. But we would all be like, he said, "What did we have that? It was clutch. We had to develop that." Yeah, that was
Caruli's.
No, I think Jelly and I were in. That was freshman year of Butler's class. I think.
Because Butler and Caruli had the same.
Yeah, because they switched though. Like Caruli at the time, freshman year, Caruli was doing wood shop, Butler was doing tech, and then I think my sophomore year, which Jelly would have been gone at that point, and then he had graduated. Then they switched, and Butler was doing wood shop, and Caruli and Goodman were doing tech.
Yeah, I had Butler for woodshop and Caruli for that tech where we did the hovercraft thing as well.
Yeah, maybe it was Caruli, but yeah, I remember my freshman year though was Mr. Butler's class because I remember and I love Butler even though he didn't wear deodorant.
Yeah, he did have that BO.
Yeah, he was still one of my favorite teachers of all time.
Oh, he was a great guy.
Awesome dude, and wicked smart too, like super smart guy. And but I remember it was me. It was me, Chandler, Jelly, Cartman, Noah. I'm trying to think of the other kid's name. He was like a little Portuguese kid. I think his name was Tim, something Portuguese. Tim. I think he was your grade.
You just described like half of.
Yeah, like he had the dark hair with a ton of gel in it, the gold necklace, and like he had kind of lifted weights a little bit, so he was like looked a little bit built.
He wore a lot of shirts from Structure. Yeah.
Yeah,
literally anybody that was in the goddamn school.
Yeah, and he got mad at me one day and like wanted to fight me, and I'm like, what do you want to fight me for? I'm the fucking little freshman fucking loser in this class. Like, what do you like really like?
What does this prove?
Is going to be your big win. And I'm like, I mean, I'll fight you because I'm not a bitch, but like also fuck off. Like, I'm not really afraid of you either. Like Noah, no chance. Cartman, absolutely out of the question. Jelly, not happening. Like, you know, like those guys. Like, I think I remember Noah Frazier being the first person. Like when he talked about like if he was to fight me as a freshman in high school. I'll never forget this because I've used this line time and time again, and I think I owe it to him. It's like he goes, I wouldn't even hit you with a closed fist, open palms open. And I was like, still ow, but thank you.
He's going fucking Boss Rootin' on you with the fucking open palm hand strikes.
Yeah, dude. Like, and I remember like Noah, because I remember like, dude, Noah was so fucking yoked back then. He was so
he was.
It was awesome. And like thinking back to it, I was like, that kid was like a fucking junior or senior in high school, and he was like benching 225 for like 20. Like, fuck yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was one of the biggest kids in high school. You for that age?
Dude, I remember walking down the stairs freshman year, first semester freshman year, like, and Noah was like, and him and like, was it Jake Gator was like always chilling with him. And like they're barking in the hallways, like not saying nonsense or whatever. And like I kind of looked back because I thought it was funny, and I glanced back like to see what they were like, who they were, if they were talking to anybody, or like who they were saying it to, or get a gauge a reaction from the crowd. And like we caught eyes as we were going down the stairs. Like I was going down, he was coming down with the upper set. And I had my jersey on because we were freshman football, and like it was like game day or whatever, and I was like had my like practice jersey on. He was like, yeah, that's right. Even you football player, you can catch it too. And I'm like, no, man. Chill. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want no smoke, bro. And then like I remember like a couple days later, like I don't know why, like for some reason, like him, the Chandlers, and like Jay Gator, like all looking for me in the cafeteria, and they're like looking to beat my ass. I'm like, what did I do? And I just ducked and ran and like hid. And then there was like that kid. What was that big dude, Liam?
Yeah, Liam. Yeah.
That played out. He was a cross player. And like it was like Liam. I was like Liam. Liam, and then somebody else, this other kid.
Maybe Luke. Luke Vitas.
Luke. Yeah, Luke. Yeah, it was Liam and Luke, the Chandler brothers, and then like, and they were making fun of me because I had a bowl cut at the time. Still. And I was still rocking the bowl cut. And like I'd be in like the lunch line, and they'd just be like, "Bowl cut boy," and I'd be like, "Damn it!"
Son of a bitch.
I was like, I gotta get a different haircut. Fuck. I'm like, this sucks. And then they throw like little fucking cherry tomatoes at me. I'm like, what the fuck? And then that was when I think it was Billy like pretended like he walked behind me. He was like, oh, and like pretended to fall and like just poured milk down my back. And I'm like, really, bro?
Yeah.
And then like me and Liam ended up working at the yacht club together like a year later, like a couple months later.
And just bullshitting, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, he's like, we fucking. He's like, we picked on you, but you deserved it. And I was like, listen, man, I get it. I was a freshman. I was hazing, whatever. He's like, no, we weren't hazing you. You weren't getting into our group.
No, yeah, we didn't like you.
Yeah, we just didn't like you, and you were an easy target. I was like, I get it. And he's like, man, you're making this really hard on me. And I'm like, what? He's like, I was expecting you to be like, go fuck yourself. I'm like, dude, for what? Like, who cares? I'm like, so I don't give a shit. And he's like, damn, you are cooler than I thought. Fuck. Like, and then we ended up like becoming like friends. He was like a launch driver at the yacht club, I think, for a while. And he ended up being an alright dude. We worked together for like 2 summers, I think, down there.
No shit.
But it was funny, yeah. It was actually wicked funny how that whole thing came. And then I ran into Dan Chandler at Miller's Homeport one night. And I just turned 21. Maybe I was like right around there. And I was like, hey, I was like, you're Chandler, right? Like, you're Chandler. You're your brother. He's like, yeah. He had no idea who I was. And I was like, yeah. Was it you or your brother that poured the milk down my back freshman year when I was a freshman in high school? And he just looks like up at me and he just goes, Jesus Christ, I hope it was my fucking brother. And I'm like, oh, no, like, you get this all fucked up. I'm not mad about it at all. He's just like, oh, thank God. Because I was like, I do not want to have to fight you right now. And I was like, no. He got this all twisted, man. I'm like, it was really fucking funny. He goes, no, I think that was my brother. My brother was more of an asshole, like, blah, 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 like, this and that. And I was like, whatever. I'm like, it is what it is. It was like, it was funny. And then me and he became friends pretty quickly after that. Like that.
That's how it happens, at least back in the day.
Yeah, it was funny as fuck though, because like I remember him just being like, "Oh fuck, I hope it was my brother," and I'm like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Oh, no, it's not like that."
No.
Trust me, I was like, that was years ago. I don't care. I just thought it was funny because that's the only way. That's the only. Because I remember watching. I remember telling Ryan that somebody had poured milk down my back at lunch, and Ryan was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, who? He's like, we'll fuck him up. Like we'll rally the troops. We'll go fucking find him. We'll fucking fight him. And I'm like, all right, like whatever. And then we're at home, right? We're watching DCTV one day.
I might have been filming that day.
I think you probably were. And they were doing an after-school special, and I don't know what the fuck they were doing. It was something with like flowers for Valentine's Day, and Danny Chandler was in it. And I was like, oh, I'm like, that's it. And Ryan's like, what? I'm like, that's the kid that poured milk down my back. And Ryan goes, that's the kid that poured milk down your back? I'm like, yeah. He goes, all right, forget everything I said. You're just going to go up to him and be like, hey, man, sorry you had to trip and pour milk down my back. I know that was nasty. He goes, no, you're not fucking with that kid. No, never mind. Forget all that. No, we're not doing that. And I was like, okay. I was like, who is this kid? Like, I had no idea. But it was just wicked fucking funny, dude. Like how, like back in like when you were in high school, like give me like the Chandler brothers were like, oh shit, like you don't fuck with them, and like Gata and Noah, and like you just didn't fuck with these dudes because they were 2 years older than you. But like at that age, 2 years is such a huge gap.
At that age, the age difference does matter. And speaking of that, I sent an invite to Jelly. We'll see if he can join.
See if you can do it. But yeah, it was funny as fuck, dude. High school was a fucking. We had a good time though. I really enjoyed high school, all in all.
I had a good run for the most part. Like, yeah.
Like getting picked on and all that kind of shit was like. I mean, dude, I just chalked it up as like this is just part of what you do.
Growing up.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. Like, I'm a freshman in high school. Of course, the older, bigger kids are gonna pick on me. Like, I wasn't a small kid. But I was easily picked on. I mean, I was kind of a doughy, blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid with a fucking bowl cut, like who had no sense of fashion whatsoever. Like I was trying to fit in with like the Abercrombie and Fitch crowd, but like I was hanging out with like Tommy Alphonse and Eric Gauthier, who were just like metalheads. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was like my friend group was all over the place. It was kind of fun, but I just did what I did, and I was just like, nah, man, I'm just gonna do what I'm comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And people want to make fun of me for it, so be it. And it was funny. And I mean, listen, I had a great time. I loved high school. I remember people being like, "Oh, I can't wait to get out of high school. I hate high school so much drama." And I'm like, and now it's like I look back at it, like, you know, whatever, 22 years later, and I'm like, there is way more drama now that I hear from all my friends that hated high school that wanted to be out of it because there was so much drama.
Right?
Y'all had it so fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. No, we
Because
comparatively speaking,
drama comes with like nowadays drama has like financial impacts.
well, yeah, at best, some of us had pagers and then cell phones, maybe back then, and those are few and far between.
I think we did get lucky that we ducked the social media portion of that era.
Yeah, MySpace didn't become a thing until I was.
I was in college by that.
Yeah, I was in. It just became like kind of prominent the end of my freshman year of college.
Yeah.
So yeah, like 2023 ish. Not 2020, 2003.
Right. I think I didn't even have a Facebook until 06.
Oh, I didn't have one until you didn't have to have a student email account.
I had mine when I had a student email thing, but I only got it because my wife had one, and she's like, "Oh, you should get one. It's fun." And I'm like, "No, I don't want that shit." I'm like, "That's so fucking lame," and like blah blah blah. And now I look back at it, I'm like, "Oh yeah, here I was, fucking Facebook's so lame." And now I'm like, I have. That's all
I mean, it is, but it's one of the, if not the best way to spread your seed.
Yeah.
In terms of getting whatever fucked up message you want to get out there.
Speaking of spreading my seed, I was promised when Trump got elected that I would get 72 brood sows delivered to my front door. Because this is the Handmaid's Tale now, and when we're going to lose all rights, and we're going to.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on those too.
Still waiting on that, by the way.
I think they got lost in the mail because they came USPS, which is
it's been too much.
highly unreliable.
Fuck. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And yeah, I don't know if John's going to be able to join us. He should have been able to already.
Mm-hmm. No, it's all right.
I don't know if you can accept that on your phone, like the Streamlabs link.
Oh, yeah. No, I think you have to have Streamlabs to do it, don't you? Yeah, it's powered by Streamlabs. If you don't have Streamlabs, I don't think you can do it. So unless he has Streamlabs mobile, which I would be shocked if he did.
I don't. If that's even a thing. Then again, I don't think I'd record or stream using that.
I don't do anything.
Just because of the quality wouldn't be as good.
Yeah, no. If I did this on mobile, it would be on a random one-off.
Yeah, if absolutely needed. But in that case, we'd probably just be like, "No, we can save this for next week."
Yeah. At that point, it's just like, no, that production quality is going to be shit, so we're not doing it.
Yeah, we're going to put a kibosh on that, and we'll circle back, as the late great Gensaki said. I know she's not. Yes, put my Saki in her.
Saki. So we had something else we wanted to talk about tonight. I thought that was going to be pretty funny.
Well, I will at least bring up the.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of high school era stuff, did you see that they're doing a Starship Troopers sequel? Reboot?
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about it because...
apparently it has nothing to do with the first one.
Which is fine. You can take it whichever direction you want, but it's not Paul Verhoeven directing it, and I don't think I want to see it because of that. He nailed exactly what the book was about. And, like, the source material, he's also the director of RoboCop. He gets that genre of this dystopian future, also heavily satirized. Like, Starship Troopers, it took people decades to realize that that's satire. And that the book is actually satire as well. Like,
right.
You're not supposed... This overly patriotic Earth colony, as it is in the story... Yeah, they are assholes. You're supposed to view them as such. But god damn it, they're not the bugs. So
You're damn right. And bugs are terrible. It's like I killed a little stink bug up here last night, and I flicked it and like killed it and like just like smushed it. And I was just like, and no matter what now, like every time I do it, I just kill a bug and I'm like, I'm doing my part.
yeah, I'm doing my part.
It's ingrained in me now. Like it's you can't get rid of it. Like. But I saw they were doing a reboot. I got really excited. I'm pretty stoked.
I haven't seen anything on it. I heard that they're going. There isn't any actual footage of it, right? Like there's not a trailer.
No.
They just announced it.
They just announced that it's going to be a reboot.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Like in general, like
it's going to be heavily based on the novel. So like we'll see how that goes. But
I need to see Let me see who the director is, because in the right hands that can be good.
Listen, I think it's a pretty. As far as Hollywood goes and doing their.
It's just what Hollywood's been doing lately.
Yeah, as far as Hollywood goes and like having no original ideas and doing reboots, I think that's pretty easy layup.
Yeah, in the right hands though. Let me see. Big screen reboot. Oh, from
we're wrapping up pretty quick.
Oh, it's Neil Blomkamp. So he did District 9.
Yes, that's right.
In Elysium.
I know he had done some pretty cool shit.
Okay. I'm interested. Now that I know that he's at least attached to it. Let me see exactly. Big Screen Reboot coming from District 9, director. I don't care about the plot or cast because that's probably not announced. It's in the works. Yeah, Blomkamp is signed on to direct, it seems.
Yes. I know the director was good, or at least had done good work. I couldn't tell you.
No, he's definitely visually. That's gonna look great. We'll see what him and his team come up with as far as the script goes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But no, actually now seeing that he's directing,
they gotta bring Gary Busey's kid back.
Oh, Jake Busey.
To play the futuristic plastic violin thing.
He should play a futuristic hot buttered sausage.
Yeah. As long as Christmas Jones isn't in it, I'm good. We can leave her out.
Christmas is coming early.
What's her name? Fucking
Denise Richards.
Denise Richards.
Oh, have you seen her and Charlie Sheen's daughter? Holy shit, she looks just like her.
Yeah, I think I did actually see that not long ago.
Yeah, she's a total smoke show. I mean, she's got like at least 50% tiger blood, so.
Oh my god, they look just like holy shit.
Right?
Yeah, 21 years old. I feel
ancient.
That should make me feel awkward, but it doesn't. Listen, man. I'm only 40, okay? 21 still. If if Bill Belichick at 72 can date a girl who's still going to who still has a dorm room at UConn, then I feel like I can.
Yeah, but he's Bill Belichick and DiCaprio is DiCaprio.
Fuck you, I'm Joey fucking Fats, all right? I'm fucking pretty fucking cool.
I'm not taking anything away from you. I'm just saying you're not them. Neither am I. Not by a long shot.
I don't know if you've heard this before, but I'm kind of a big deal.
People know me.
People do know me. I have many books that are leather bound.
And my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Yes.
I know Merlin Olsen.
It's the pleats. They need to be pressed.
I'm taking them back right now, in fact, to the pants store.
Oh god, dude. Why were the mid-2000s just so fucking awesome? I hope we get back to that era of comedy. Like I think I put up a thing the other day. I was like, I want to go back to the era of like just watching the Spanish channel while you were baked as fuck was like the funniest shit ever.
Yeah, I laughed my ass off at that comment because I thought to myself too, yeah, you know what?
It's just
Those
like,
are-
it was so simple yet so fucking effective. Like weed, Spanish channel or Portuguese channel, didn't matter. Like whichever one you could get, it was funny. It didn't matter. Like, it was just fucking funny.
Oh, yeah, I remember before school, like elementary school, watching the Portuguese channel, and it was like their version of like Ninja Warrior almost, like, but it was like a kid show, almost like a Double Dare sort of thing, but only like a certain segment. Like the whole show wasn't based around that.
Right.
But they were always singing this weird song. It's like "Epa, epa, 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 epa," and they're like there's some kid climbing a log, and then the kid just drops, and there's no harness involved or anything. Like he's
I think the production value was so shitty. It was like, whatever. It's local Portuguese television, but it was funny as fuck. And then when we get to middle school, we got to use the weed. It became even funnier.
because then it's like, oh no, we're watching this even more now because
Then everything was funny. Like it didn't matter. But yeah, those were the good old days, man. Because I was at, I remember I posted that I was at this celebration of my wife's uncle's band, like just their 50th anniversary, and they're a big like Portuguese band in the area or whatever. A lot bigger than I realized. Like I guess because there's like 300 fucking people in this hall that were there just to celebrate their 50th anniversary. And I'm like, who's putting this on? And my wife, and they're like the band, and I'm like. So they're just celebrating themselves? Everyone's like, yep. And I'm like, and this many people showed up? I'm like, holy shit, dude. That's like on one hand, I'm like very self-serving, but on the other hand, like, god damn, man, people showed up.
that many people showed up and they hosted it themselves. Like, yeah.
I was like, that's fucking insane. I mean, like, there was a fucking magic show. Like, it was a whole fucking thing. It was fun as hell. And but they're like, they're doing the Portuguese music and like they're doing, and I'm just, and they're speaking Portuguese the whole time, and I'm just sitting there giggling, and like, my what? I'm like, I don't know why, like I just had a flashback to like just when we were kids, like in like early high school, and we get high and watch the Spanish channel, and you know, I don't think I've ever laughed that hard in my entire life until that point. Like,
Oh yeah, it was like watching The Simpsons Bumblebee Man.
yeah,
stuff.
but
It was the guy in the red suit with like the antennas flopping around.
Yeah,
And, like,
Or like it would just be like a talk show, and it'd just be them speaking, like normal, like it'd be a news show. You'd be like,
Dude, I'd be laughing at it too, and I at that point in high school, at least, I was already taking Spanish classes. Like, I don't know what they're fucking saying.
Same. I was like, I didn't understand a single fucking word they just said. But that was
Yeah, because guess what? On Cinco de Mayo in freshman year of Spanish class with Mrs. Botello, Neil Avery, who I sat next to, brought in a bottle of Mountain Dew, but it wasn't Mountain Dew, it was cheap tequila, and him and I drank it in class, and didn't learn any more Spanish than we already had, which was, after that point, nothing.
That's outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Yeah, no, we just. I remember, I remember getting introduced to, like, smoking before school and being like, oh. First and second period just got a whole lot more fun. But god damn, did nutrition break become the most important part of my day.
Yeah, you needed that nutrition break.
Yo, I needed that muffin. I needed that. What did we get? Like, we used to have like the Sobe Life Waters.
Yep.
Or what was the Snapple?
Yeah, there was Snapple.
Mango Madness Snapple. And like
Lost you, Joe.
Miss Eusebio, and you're like,
Got you back there.
I have no idea what's going on right now. Yeah, Miss Eusebio would be there teaching math, and I'd be like, yeah, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Called Lapis e Biblioteca, and she'd be like, yeah, wrong class, Beltroni, get out. Oh man.
Oh, Jelly was saying he downloaded it. Can't get on. You need a call. LOL. I can't pair. And now I lost you again. All right, I got you back.
There we go.
But yeah, we're probably not going to be going too much longer, anyways.
No, I think we about hit our hour now at this point.
Yeah, we're at hour 17.
I was saying, did we have anything that we left out that we really wanted to?
I mean, really, just the only other thing was
the rescuing of the space people from the space station.
well, that and Trump sending all those people to El Salvador, and now people getting mad about it.
Oh, yeah, and the judge being like, "You can't do that," and Trump's like, "Watch me, bitch."
Exactly, but that kind of falls into what we already talked about. But yes, Elon literally sending help to go save some astronauts, and everybody else in the media is just talking about how Tesla stock is going down and how he's losing money and blah 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 and this that and the other thing.
He lost $20 billion. It's like you realize that's like not even 10% of what he's worth.
And in the whole argument of if every billionaire just paid their fair share and also donated a bunch of money, they could feed everyone in the world. Ending world hunger is not a thing. It cannot never be done, because as long as people are going to be alive, people are going to need food. There's no finite. Food is finite. Resources are finite. So no, out of the question. Not going to happen. And the other thing is, their assets are mostly not liquid. Almost all of it is not liquid.
It's not like he has $1 billion in the bank where he can just be like, "I want to withdraw this, please." And
no,
they're like, "Okay, sir, here you go." And he gets $1 billion in cash and can go do whatever he wants with it. No, that's not. How
and they can petition and shoot up goddamn Tesla things and destroy people's personal property just because it's a Tesla. It doesn't do anything.
No.
It's just mindless, wanton destruction. And yeah, I'm wearing a shirt that says "Consider choosing violence," but not in that sense. Like,
we only want you to consider it. We don't want you to actually.
I'm not condoning it. I'm saying consider it.
Yes.
And only in self-defense, on the record, or a stand ground scenario, of course. But these people are just so deluded and brainwashed. It's again the liberal highbind mentality. They're just parroting and regurgitating everything that they hear from whatever source that they get from, which I think is typically pulled directly from their own ass, but it's usually from an outlet just as reliable as their ass. And correct. Most of it doesn't make sense. They keep speaking in circles. They can't actually defend anything that they think that they can, without logic and reason being completely thrown out the door.
Right. The only like we always say, the only thing the left has is emotion. And I saw it the other day on somebody else. Somebody posted something about some girl that I know was like a friend of a friend of a friend, and she posted something about like a car wash getting closed down and like all these illegal because all the illegals that were working there got deported.
Yeah.
And
I could see that happening.
And her only argument and the only thing she kept stating was like, "Well, I actually care about people, and this is wrong." And I'm like, "Okay,
well,
cool.
take them in."
So yeah, take them in, adopt them, sponsor them, bring them into your home, and then pay for them to become U.S. citizens. If you're so righteous about it, like there's your opportunity. Like here's your opportunity. What's the problem? What's stopping you? But they don't want to do that. No, because they're like, "No, that's not fair. Elon Musk should pay for it." And it's like, no, sweetie, I hate to break it to you, but
he already does.
Yeah, A, he kind of already does. B, that's not how this fucking works. So get off your fucking high horse.
Yeah, I mean, he paid more in taxes last year than most people make in their lifetime.
Yeah, he paid more taxes last year than anyone in U.S. history.
Yeah. Exactly. But it's not his fair share.
$260 million he personally paid in taxes.
But it's not his fair share.
Yeah. According to Liz Warren and Bernie Sanders, I am once again asking you for more money to fund my communist dream.
I'm once again losing the fucking primary.
Yeah. I need a new Audi R8. This 2019 model is not cutting it. I'm telling you. The 2024s have a much better hybrid motor with a twin turbo 10-cylinder, and I very much need that. So thank you.
Please don't give these billionaires money. Give me a career politician who's a multimillionaire more money, so yes. I can buy another house in upstate New York or Vermont.
Do not give the billionaires the money. Give people like me, the millionaires, the money who actually need it.
Because I will tell you what you want to hear, not deliver on it, but you're going to feel good while doing it.
I always feel so bad when I see like one of my friends come out as like a Bernie supporter. I'm like, oh, why? I'm like, I thought you were smart. And
there goes all hope for redemption on that person.
Yeah, it's just so bad, dude. But all right, bud. Well, I'm about to join this race. I gotta go race at Homestead and try not to kill myself. But it was fun.
As long as you win, son. Yes.
Are you winning, son?
As your truck flips over.
As I get annihilated. But it was fun though.
Absolutely, as always.
Looking forward to next week because I'm sure there'll be a whole. Well, I mean, I'm not sure there will be. There will be another week's worth of news for us to cover and things for us to talk about, or we can just dive deep into our into Dartmouth High fucking war stories because those seem to be a pretty big hit.
I don't even know how we got into that in the first place, but that's where it went, and I'm glad we did because that was a nice little walk down memory lane.
Honestly, those are sometimes just the best shows.
Typically they can be. But yes, Joey, always a pleasure. Love talking to you, brother. We'll be back next week, folks. Hope you all have a good one.
Live on Mondays.
Yeah, and happy St. Patty's Day. Hopefully nobody got too fucked up while watching this.
Patrick's Day, motherfucker. It's Patrick's Day.
It's, amateur night. Have a good night. Getting pulled over. Hopefully not.
Be safe.
Yep.
Be safe.
Later, folks.
All right, guys.